So today we're going to chant I Will Never Forget Thee, another cosmic chant by Paramahansa Yogananda. You know, a lot of us, especially those who are sheltered in, not so much for our essential workers, but those of us who are sheltered in, there's probably even an increased connection to our technology, social media, Zoom, which are all wonderful modes of communication and wonderful ways to keep us from feeling isolated. But also, there's an outward energy that comes with connecting to them if we're not very conscious about it. And this is something I'm starting to work on to, first of all, to become aware when I get into this kind of obsessive energy, consciousness of constantly checking messages. Now there's even something called Voxer that maybe some of you are aware of, this kind of digital CB radio. And it's fun and it's really useful, especially when you're in a working process with someone. But all of these technologies can be quite disruptive if you're trying to get into a deeper flow of concentration with something, or just trying to tune in and sort of stay tuned in to your center, your inner cosmic divine self, your highest self. You know, when I meditated, it's just trying to become more aware of what's happening with me when I'm connecting with technology, but particularly checking for responses. And sometimes it's responses to things I'm putting out in the world, like this, or my friend Colleen Corwell and I just launched a podcast. So, moment to plug the podcast. It's called Ananda Live from New York. And it's an interview podcast where we interview members of the Ananda community, which is a yoga and meditation community that's based in the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda as taught by Swami Kriyananda. It's also a movement of spiritual communities that were envisioned by Paramahansa Yogananda as world brotherhood communities. And next week, May 5th, we will launch our very first episode with a lovely woman called Narayani Anaya, who is based in Mumbai. She runs an Ananda center there with her husband Shurjo, who will be featured in the second episode. Very deep souls. And she wrote a beautiful book, My Heart Remembers Swami Kriyananda, which I highly recommend, especially the audio version of it. She reads it herself. It's very, very moving and inspiring. These conversations that we're having, these outward conversations with our loved ones, with our work colleagues, our collaborators, they're all super important. We want to be communicating from our core, from our source. And we want to remember or well, start by taking notice of what it is like if we find ourselves in an obsessive rhythm of checking, because I think probably a lot of us get into that mode. What is it that we're checking for? What is it that we're yearning for deep in our souls? What are we lacking? What are we looking for from the outside? First, it's important to identify that and then remind ourselves that actually, whatever it is that we're deeply yearning for can really only be found inside of ourselves. And that's, of course, our higher selves, our divine selves. So I'm starting to experiment personally with anytime I feel that pull, and I can't say, I mean, today was the first day of really trying to do this. Anytime I feel the pull to first go inward and see, okay, what am I craving right now? Why am I sort of compulsively going for the phone? And then to just turn inward for a moment and ask my divine source, do we need to check the phone right now? Is this a good moment to check the phone? Is this need a necessary need? Can I, if there's a deeper need going on, like if underneath it all I'm really looking for love or acceptance or recognition, first of all, can I give that up to the divine and ask source, God, divine mother, whatever you're comfortable with, the guru, to get that I give that to the higher self And then ask, okay, do we need to check the phone? And if the answer is, yeah, we actually have to find out what our collaborator said about such and such. But at least then I know I am reaching for the phone, and I know that I have sent my deeper yearning to source. And actually, usually even before I reach for the phone, if it's determined that that is the right course of action, I usually will feel a kind of divine response in my heart that if it's, say, love or acceptance or recognition that I'm seeking on a deeper level, I'll feel it coming to me into my heart. And that reminds me, oh yeah, that's where that really comes from. Not from that phone, not from the people, even loved ones out there. And then also when I tune back in, it helps to have that part of me be the one that is reaching for the phone and then communicating with whomever it is that I need to communicate with. I'm not all the way there yet. It's definitely a work in progress, but I can tell you that so far, so good when I remember to do it. So, this chant is actually really helpful in doing that. And this morning, in my sadhana practice, my spiritual practice, I mostly chant before I meditate and usually choose a chant, or a chant is suggested to me based on what I need to work on that day. So, this chant, as I chanted it, don't forget these are cosmic chants and they are imprinted with cosmic vibrations from Paramahansa Yogananda. And obviously, therefore, from beyond him, from the divine, from cosmic consciousness. And when we sing deeply and tune into that cosmic consciousness, little miracles can happen. So as I chanted it today, I perceived that it wasn't just me chanting these lyrics, asking God to listen to my heart, and not just me offering my devotion to the divine or my higher self, but there's an answer. I mean, as you notice, these chants are repetitive, right? So we repeat a phrase a second time. And what I felt was the first time it was clearly me and probably more of my little self, lowercase s, singing sort of plaintively to the divine and in offering and devotion. And the second time in the repeated line, I could feel that it was actually the divine response chanting back to me through me. So, this internal conversation, this divine communication. So, I invite you to experience that as we chant together. My intention is for you to participate in that internal divine communication, to feel, to experience it in the moment so that it will remind you that this is something you can always come back to in any moment, especially when you feel yourself pulled outward or grabbing or reaching for whatever it is that your soul is craving, and that you can turn it back into your heart and up to the third eye as an offering and in conversation, in a divine conversation. So we're going to do our double breath in, and we're going to draw in the divine within ourselves. So we'll tense the muscles and hold them. Let that energy vibrate within us. And then on the double exhale, we'll release our muscles, any tension, any cobwebs, shadows, murkiness, outward pullings and grabbings and reachings, all of that. We'll just let go of it. So we'll do that 3 times. And here we go. Breathing in and out. And again. And out. Last time. And just take a moment to tune into your spine, your center, your astral spine. Sitting up nice and vertically if you can. If not, if you need to lie down, if your back hurts, still make sure your back is straight. Feel the support of whatever you are either sitting, standing, or lying upon. See if you can unclench, unsqueeze, let go of any unnecessary tension in your body, your mind, heart, soul. Bring your attention to your heart now. Feel whatever you're feeling there. Just tune in, see what's going on. What is it that your heart is craving right now? Heart crying out for. And let's offer up whatever it is, whatever yearning, craving, desire we're feeling in our hearts. Let's offer it up to the third eye, point between the eyebrows, up to our highest selves, God, Divine Mother, Guru, Source, whoever is your source, whatever is your source, offering it up in devotion as we chant. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Rest now in the divine vibration of that cosmic conversation. Feel it resonating in your heart, offering it up to the divine within everyone and everything, offering up this divine communication to everyone in your life, all whom you come into contact with. Share it with them now, vibrationally, at a distance. And when you are with them, either virtually or physically, for those that you are sheltering in with, and remember, you can always come back to this divine communication, this divine attunement. You can retune yourself, whether it's chanting vocally or silently in any moment. I invite you now to meditate, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Om. Peace. Amen. Blessings and love to you all.